Travis Hunter humbles Trevor Lawrence's WR1 as Jaguars QB turns heads at training camp. So here we are, day 9 of training camp, and the clock in the bold new city of the South has officially hit game week. Though Sunday's practice lacked pads and full contact, it definitely didn't lack heat. The big story: Trevor Lawrence looked locked in, and rookie Travis Hunter didn't just shine, he outshone. It's safe to say Lawrence is making up for lost time. Last season was cut short after a concussion in Week 13, followed by an AC joint injury that led to season-ending surgery. But on Sunday, he looked far from rusty. He went 11 of 18, with 4 touchdowns, 2 of them to Hunter, and 1 pick. Jaguars HC Liam Coen had nothing but praise. "I thought he played awesome. Making sharp, fast decisions. The ball was getting driven constantly." Coen added, "Now look, you got to keep it in perspective. But I will say, watching him, definitely more decisive. Balls coming out clean and crisp and on time." That's some positive news for the Jaguars camp. Meanwhile, Hunter gave the Duval faithful something to cheer for. As WR, he beat Jordan Lewis for a touchdown, then torched him again in the red zone with a double-step release and a filthy double move that had fans gasping. Sure, he dropped a pass that turned into an INT for Dewey Wingard, but the rookie's flashes were undeniable. On the other side, it was a rough outing for WR1 Brian Thomas Jr. according to Mia O'Brien, arguably Brian Thomas Jr.'s toughest day of camp, but Trevor Lawrence ensured it ended on a high note. He couldn't catch a break in the red zone, with 2 PBUs and a drop during team drills. But Lawrence didn't let him fade. A quick 1 YDTD plus 2 more catches from 16 in team periods salvaged the day. It looked like the QB intentionally fed him late, trying to build momentum. So, it's safe to say Hunter outshone BTJ. Still, Thomas had nothing but love for Hunter. "Where do I think he's grown the most? Probably learning the playbook," he recently told SI. "Being able to go out there and execute the plays and knowing the ins and outs, not having to second-guess himself, that's probably the biggest thing." And it's not just Thomas. Other Jaguars vets are starting to take serious notice of the rookie too. Speaking with 1010 XL, the veteran didn't hold back. "I mean, I think he's taking it well so far," he said. "I think there's still a lot of strides that needs to be made. But at the end of the day, man, he's a baller. You put the ball in his hand, or if he has the opportunity to go get the ball, he's gonna make a play." Meanwhile, the Jags gave Hunter the green light on Friday during a simulated scrimmage at Everbank. He logged 17 snaps on offense, catching 3 passes, and added 21 on defense. Coach Liam Coen seemed more than pleased with the trial run. "I thought it was great," Coen said via ESPN's Michael Duraco. "We got him the work that we wanted to get with him on offense early on and then able to get him on defense and get him enough reps. Now, with a few days left before Week 1, Coen faces a big decision. The Jacksonville sun burned down on the practice fields like it knew this camp mattered more than most. The Jaguars weren't just prepping for another season, they were molding something dangerous. With Trevor Lawrence back under center, his throws were sharper, his reads quicker, and the chemistry with his top targets electric. But no one expected Travis Hunter to be that good. Invited to joint practices as part of a crossover development program that had the NFL buzzing, the Colorado two-way phenom had already proven he was special in college. What no one anticipated was how quickly he would make his presence felt against seasoned pros, and specifically, Trevor Lawrence's top weapon. The setting: Day 3 of Jaguars camp. The air was thick with sweat and tension. Wide receiver Christian Kirk, Lawrence's WR1 for the day with Ridley sidelined, was flying through drills. Coming off a career-best season, Kirk had looked virtually unguardable all week. That is, until Travis Hunter stepped onto the field. Wearing an all-black compression set under his pads, Hunter moved with eerie calm, like he'd done this before. His reputation for explosive breaks and keen route anticipation had already begun to ripple through the Jaguars facility. Coaches whispered. Reporters watched. Lawrence smirked when Hunter lined up across from Kirk. "Let's see what you got, young blood," Kirk chirped. Hunter just nodded. No words. Just business. The clash. The first rep looked routine, a simple slant. Kirk exploded off the line, hit his break, and turned inside, only to find Hunter already there. The rookie timed the move perfectly, jumped the route, and swatted the ball away with surgical precision. Gasps erupted from the sideline. Kirk jogged back, eyebrows raised. One play. Fine. The second rep, a go route. Lawrence dropped back and launched a deep spiral. Kirk had a step, or so it seemed. But Hunter's closing speed was freakish. He leapt, twisted midair, and tipped the ball out of bounds just as Kirk reached out. The crowd roared. The veterans on the sideline hollered like kids watching a high school phenom torch varsity. Trevor Lawrence raised his eyebrows, a smile cracking his focused expression. "Okay, Hunter," he muttered. "You want the spotlight." The showdown intensifies. On the third rep, Kirk lined up again, this time with a chip on his shoulder. Hunter, unfazed, adjusted his gloves. The route was a double move, Kirk's specialty. He stutter-stepped, sold the inside, then burst outside. Hunter didn't bite. He read it like a chapter he'd already memorized. The moment Kirk turned upfield, Hunter was there again, hip to hip. Lawrence tried to thread a pass through the narrowest of windows. Hunter reached across Kirk's body, snagged the ball mid-stride, and kept running. Pick six. The practice field exploded. Kirk clapped his hands once, frustrated but impressed. Okay, I see you," he said, pointing at Hunter. "That's real." Trevor takes over. But the other side of this battle wasn't done. Trevor Lawrence wasn't about to let a young defender steal the narrative. Not on his field. On the very next series, Lawrence went no huddle. He rifled back-to-back passes across the middle, threading needles between defenders like a magician. He motioned backups, audibled protections, and ran the 2-minute drill like it was the AFC Championship. His release was faster than ever. His eyes never left downfield. The QB was in full command, and the message was clear. This is still my show. Even Hunter couldn't do much when Lawrence hit tight end Evan Engram in stride down the seam for a touchdown. Then, a bullet to Zay Jones. Then a laser to Parker Washington, dragging both toes in the end zone. The crowd went from stunned silence to awe. It wasn't just Hunter's breakout, it was Trevor's reminder. Mutual respect. After practice, reporters swarmed the field. Cameras caught Kirk dapping up Hunter. "Dude's gonna be a problem," he admitted. "He's NFL ready already." Hunter, drenched in sweat and still catching his breath, finally cracked a smile. "I just want to compete," he said. "Iron sharpens iron." Trevor, "Man, that guy is surgical. Makes you better just trying to survive out there." Lawrence, speaking to media, didn't hold back his admiration. "Hunter's legit. No fear, perfect technique, instincts that don't teach. But the thing I like most, he doesn't run his mouth, he runs his routes. That's rare in a rookie." The bigger picture. What started as a joint practice turned into a viral moment.